Hello students and viewers at home. This is St. Charles College Onitsha online teaching, and the subject is English language by Ezue Geraldine Wanneka. The topic is prefaces as word extension. Now in our previous lessons in SS1, we discussed affixes. And we all know that affixes are words we add before and after a root word to form a new word. An example of such affixes is prefix and suffix. So, in our today lesson, we are going to look at prefixes as word extension. But before then, you have to listen attentively because at the end of the lesson, you'll be able to tell me the following. 1. State the meaning of prefix. 2. Give 5 examples at least of prefix. 3. Define a root word. 4. State the meaning of some prefixes. And 5. Form new words using prefixes. Then what is prefix? Just like I said, affixes are words we add either before or after. Now, a prefix is a morpheme added to the root word to form a new word or to modify its meaning. Before we'll be able to understand what we actually mean by this, we shall first of all look at what a morpheme is. A morpheme is the shortest or the least syntactic unit, or we can say the morpheme is the lowest in the grammatical rank scale. In the grammatical rank scale, we have the clause, we have the sentence, followed by the clause, then the phrase, then the word, and the list is the morpheme. Morpheme, they are sometimes word, and they are meaningful. So, when a morpheme is added before a root word, we call that morpheme a prefix, and a new word is automatically formed. So examples of prefixes are on, il, in, miss, trans, multi, anti, this, co, re, and so on. These are prefixes that we add to root word. Some of us might be wondering what we actually mean by root word. A root word, on the other hand, is the original word to which a prefix is attached to. It is sometimes called the base of a word. For example, we have happy, material, Atlantic, purpose, behave, calm, pot, and so on. Now, if we begin to add prefixes to this root word, we automatically form a different word. For example, we have happy. If you put on, you get the word unhappy. That's a new word. That is why we say prefixes can be used as word extension. That is to say, to form new words. In word formation, we can use prefixes to form new words. These prefixes, remember I said initially, they have meanings. They are not just pieces of words that we pick and attach. No, they are meaningful. Prefixes are word parts, and knowing the meaning of a prefix helps you to know the meaning of the new word formed. For instance, we have anti. Anti could mean against. We have ash as a prefix, which means chief or highest. We have by or die, which means two or twice. We have mono, which means one. Then we have on, il, im, non, ar, ir. They all mean not. Then trans could mean to move, and multi could mean many. There are other prefixes and they have their meaning. So when you get a root word and you attach a prefix to it, you will be able to understand the meaning of the new word formed. So, prefixes as word extension. Now we're going to look here at words formed using prefixes. Remember, the topic is still prefixes as word extension. Remember, a prefix is a morpheme added before a root word to form a new word. Now we have here on the screen some prefixes, some root words, and the new words formed. We have number one, ill. We have root words like logical, legal, literacy. These are words that belong to a word class. By word class, I mean parts of speech. Now, if we add these prefixes to this root word, we form another word altogether. That is word formation, word extension. And we have ill added to logical, will give us illogical. Remember, I said ill means not. So, if you know the meaning of the prefix, it will help you to know the meaning of the new word formed. For example, logical is something that we all understand. It is logical. But when we add the prefix ill, it gives us another new word. And from the meaning of the prefix, we understand the new word form. Illogical, which means it is not logical. The next word there is legal. Illegal, not legal. Literacy, illiteracy, not literacy. So these are how we use prefixes to form new words. Number two, there we have trans. Remember I said trans means move. Then we have prot. Trans plus prot gives us transport. Transcript. Script, transform. To move from one form to another. Transform. Then we have on. If we add on to healthy, informed, and dress, we will get words like unhealthy, uninformed, undressed. The next one is anti, against, anti-party, anti-fungi, anti-clerical. These are new words we form by adding anti to party, fungi, clerical. We form anti-party, anti-fungi, and anti-clerical. There are other words. Then we have re. Re. Re is a reservative. We shall come to that in our subsequent lessons. Now, place is the root word. Take, word. Now, when we add the prefix before the root word, it gives us words like replace, retake, reward. IR. We have regular, rational, and we have irregular, irrational. We can also get irresponsible. If we add IR to responsible, we get irresponsible. Remember, IR also means not. So when you add IR to regular, it gives us a new word which is irregular, not regular. Good. Then we have mono. Mono means one. And if we have mono to log, log is like a conversation, a monologue. If we add mono to log, it gives us monologue. Phone has to do with sound. If we add mono to phone, it gives us monophones, one sound. Mono means one. Then cotyledon, if we add mono before cotyledon, it gives us monocotyledon. The next one is miss. If we add miss to lead, place, conduct, it gives us a new word altogether. Now here we are not trying to say that it is only these three words. No, these are examples. There are so many other words we can form by adding these prefixes. And that's why the topic is prefixes as word extension. We need to extend this word, not just remaining on lead. We have to add miss to give us mislead. place, misplace, conduct, misconduct. Then we have other prefixes like this, and if I add appoint, connect, grace, we have other words like disappoint, disconnect, disgrace. Now, students at home, I believe by now you must have started writing out words, more words you can form using some of these prefixes I am mentioning now. You just add them to the root word, you form a new word. Remember, when we add root words, when we add prefix to the root word, it does not always automatically change the word class. No. The word class sometimes most of the times remains the same. Appoint, disappoint. Connect, disconnect. Grace, disgrace. Then we have uni. Uni means one. And we have cameral, lateral, cellular. So it gives us new words, these three new words: unicameral, unilateral, and unicellular. Then the next one is in. In also means not. In could also mean not. Then we have active. If something is active and you add the prefix in before active, you get the new word inactive, which means not active. Then we have struct. If we add struct, if we add in to struct, it gives us instruct. Then we have secure. If we add into secure, it gives us insecure. Then another prefix is for, F-O-R, for. Then when we add it to words like sake, give, bid, it gives us words like forsake, forbid, and forgive. These are the new words formed. Then we have none. None. None also means not. So we have the root word chalant, sense, native. So if we add none to these three root words, it gives us three different words altogether. If you are chalant and none is added to the word chalant, it gives us a new word which is non-chalant, which basically means not chalant. Okay, then we have sense. If we don't have sense, we add none. It gives us nonsense. Nonsense. Then the next one is if you are not a native of a particular place, you are a non-native. So these are prefixes as word extension. We can keep forming words. Adding root words, we can keep forming new words. Then we have co. Co. If we add co to opt, habits, and incidents, it gives us co-opt, cohabits, and coincidence. Then we have inter. Inter means between. Inter means between. So when we add inter to national, active, change, we have international, interactive, and interchange. Then we have another root word, poly. Poly means many. Poly and multi, they mean the same, many. So we have syllable, we know what a syllable is. And when we add the prefix poly to syllable, it gives us polysyllable. Polysyllable, that is more than one syllable or more than two syllables, because monosyllable means one syllable, disyllable means two syllables, but more than two, it now becomes poly, many syllables. The same thing is also applicable to technique. If we add poly to technique, we have polytechnic, many techniques, more than two or three. Then we have Polytheism. Theism is the belief in the service, in the worship of God. And if you are a polytheism, it means you believe in the worship of many gods. So if we add poly to theism, it gives us an entirely new word. Remember our topic, prefaces as word extension. I believe by now you must have written so many other words apart from the ones on the screen. You must have formed other words, root word, adding your prefaces, you form your own word. Remember, the meaning of the prefix helps you to understand the meaning of the new word. Then the next one is multi. Multi means many. Multi, if we add national, lingual, and purpose, we get words like multinational, many national, multi-purpose, used for many purposes, and multilingual, more than many languages. Then we have X. If we add X to change, held, and communicate, it means exchange, exhale, excommunicate. Then we have the. When added to grade, tractor, terminate. We have the grade, the tractor, the terminate. And if we look at these words, grade, tractor, terminate, they can stand as noun in words. And if we add the root word, the prefix, we have degrade. It can stand as noun, it can stand as verb. Detractor, determinate. And the last one we have here is for. For, F-O-R-E. For could mean to foresee something, to before. And now we have words, root words like see, tell, knowledge. And if we add the prefix to the root word, it gives us foresee, foretell, and for knowledge. Having seen, foresee, to see something beforehand, foretell, to foretell something before, for knowledge, to have knowledge of something beforehand. So I believe you can now form your own words, as many as possible. These are how we develop our vocabulary. When we can use emphasis to form words, and in doing that, we develop our vocabulary. Okay, that's the end of the lesson, my wonderful students and viewers at home. I hope you learned something. But remember, we started by defining a prefix. A prefix is a morpheme added before a root word to form a new word. Then what is a root word? A root word is the base of a word, the original word to which we can add either prefix or suffix. Then we looked at the meaning of these prefixes. We have multi to mean many, mono to mean one, uni to mean one. We have il, on, im to mean not. Now we looked at how we formed word by adding prefixes to the root word. Remember, a prefix plus a root word gives us a new word. That is why the topic is prefaces as word extension. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. I hope you paid attention. I know you are attentive students. And I believe that you were able to capture one or two things as I stated in my specific objectives. So I am expecting that you will be able to give me answers to these questions. 1. What is a prefix? 2. Give at least 5 examples of prefixes. I said at least 5. You can give up to 10 or 15. Then what is a root word? Give me examples of root word. Then you can form at least 10 words using 5 prefixes. Form 10 words using 5 prefixes. You can contact me in this WhatsApp number 07039603626. Ezue Geraldine Waneka, St. Charles College, Onitsha. Remain blessed, but remember, in our next lesson, we are going to look at functions and uses of prefixes. Thank you, and God bless you.